Welcome to Moments with Marianne. I'm so delighted we're spending this time here today. We have a very empowering show coming right up with special guest, Kim Gravel, and she's here to share with us her brand new unscripted weekly primetime series, which is a first for QVC, called Kim Gravel Now. Now, Kim is a former U.S. Georgia. I know many of you've seen her, and she is no stranger to television audiences. In addition to her frequent appearances on QVC, her authentic, common-sense style led her to become the most frequent guest in history of Steve Harvey. She appeared in 42 episodes. She also starred in her own hit docuseries, Kim of Queens, for 2 seasons on the Lifetime Network. In addition, Kim has guest hosted Fab Life and made multiple appearances on HLN. She joined QVC in 2016 with the launch of Belle by Kim Gravel, which is an apparel collection inclusive of figure-focused fashion for women of all shapes and sizes. In 2017, she debuted her second line with QVC called Belle Beauty by Kim Gravel. So let's welcome to the show, Kim Gravel.
Hello, and well, thank you for having me.
You know, what an honor it is to have you here. My goodness, you're such an inspiration to so many people. Mm-hmm. And gosh, I'm so excited that we get to talk about your new show.
You know, I thought a new show, when you say that, I get tired thinking about it. I'm like, how many more things am I going to put on my plate? But excitement is an understatement. I just can't believe how it all came about. And it's been a long time coming, but like I said, you know, as a woman, the more we do. So, but yeah, it's really exciting. And I never thought it would happen at this stage in my life, to be quite honest.
Well, hey, congratulations. It couldn't happen to a better person. I mean, I just so appreciate you and all the empowerment that you bring to the world. It's easy to see why you've been called the modern girlfriend of empowerment and encouragement, because that really translates on your show.
Oh, well, I'm a girl's girl. Always have been. So, I think that I know women run the world. We might not get paid for it, but we do run it. And I know that women who support women, businesses grow, families prosper, the economy, we have such the buying power in the world, and just everything becomes a better place. I know this quote, I think it was Brigham Young, he said, educate a man, you educate a man, educate a woman, you educate a community. And I feel the same way about women in entrepreneurship and women, you know, friendships and supporting each other in our journeys, I think is the best way to say it for me, is a life passion. I mean, it's so easy for me to support, encourage, edify, give, build up women. And it's more than feminism. It's this empowerment thing that it doesn't matter your age, your shape, your size. You're beautiful. And when a woman believes that, that's her true power. Because people, you know what? People always say, you know, I've talked to so many women, and every female's not an entrepreneur. There's some stay-at-home mom. She's the CEO of her own home. But there's something about a woman when she knows her beauty. And I don't mean beauty just about her physicality, but when she knows that on the inside in her heart, it's truly magical. And I've seen it happen. I've seen women transform the way they see themselves physically and emotionally and mentally and spiritually. And she's unstoppable. So you got to believe in your own beauty, you know, and it's deeper than just looks.
Isn't that the truth? And
oh my God, did I just preach? I think I just preached.
Yeah, that's okay, because that's a church I'll go to every day then. You know,
it's the truth though. It's really true. And you know that for sure.
Well, and it's so important to hear it though, because, a lot of times we're having bad days and, we break our heels or the kids are screaming and nothing's going right. And to have that little bit of encouragement can be just something that helps somebody else move forward a little bit easier.
Well, I like to say it's encouragement, but I've recently had this this aha moment, because I think it's a one step deeper than encouragement, because I think deep down we all know that we're beautiful and that we're made for purpose and we're made for lasting leadership and a lasting presence, so to speak. But when someone says that, like what I just said, and it resonates with other women, it's like they're remembering what they already knew but had forgotten. Do you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. For me, it's not even just about encouragement. It's more like edification. It's more lifting up so that you can catch a glimpse of what you already knew. Do you know what I mean? I think we already know it. We just forget it. I know I do. I can only speak for myself.
Yeah. I hear that. And a lot of times, I could be having a bad day and I joke around with my friends. It's like, oh, I'm having a bad hair day. And they know that just everything's going a little crazy. Yeah. And I've had a couple of them go, well, your hair looks fine. It's like, that's what I'm talking about. So
It's a little bit, yeah. But having bad hair day can mean a lot of different things.
Mm-hmm. Without a doubt. Well, and, for our listeners that are new to you, which I would be surprised, but for our listeners that are new to you, why don't you share a little bit about your journey with us? Because, gosh, I mean, you joined QVC in 2016, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I did 3 years ago.
Oh my goodness.
3 years ago, August 22nd, I think 25th. I can't remember. One of them's my anniversary. One of them's the anniversary of QVC. I joined it. It's kind of like this thing I never knew, I never thought of, but always wanted. You know what I'm saying? Like I knew I wanted. I've always been an entrepreneur, but I never thought it would be in beauty. And beauty, yes. Fashion, never. Okay, because I'm a woman who has struggled with the same 50 pounds. I feel like me and this 50 pounds have gone to the mat a million times, like for 2 or 3 decades, it feels like. And so for me, fashion was never, especially this latter part of my life has not been as exciting as it was when I was younger. I used to love fashion, dressing up, and actually have a seamstress background. But, later on in life, I thought, well, there's just no cute things out there for real size women. And by real size women, I don't mean you can't be a 2 and be a real size. You can be. There's just more options for you, So for me, this was born out of the necessity to want to wear denim and look cute like I used to. And it was just this thing that my mom and I were sitting at the kitchen table and she's like, I love jeans. I just can't wear them like I used to, though, Kim. And we just had this big conversation and she said, you should make some. And I thought, well, I don't know how to make a pair of jeans. I don't even know where to start. And I was already developing a beauty line for QVC. And long story short, we started making these connections with these women in the retail industry. And everybody was saying the same thing. Because the funny thing about fashion is the only thing about fashion that's really fashionable is what's on the runway. Everything else is real girl and real women trying to make real solutions so that we can all look cute. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
But we love to watch the fashion shows. Don't get me wrong. I'm not downing that. I love it. I get inspiration. But how does that transfer into real life? And it's been such a blessing. QVC has been such a great platform and partner in making the clothing line really come to life. It's been an amazing experience. And I would say this to anybody listening, no matter what your dream is, or even if you're not dreaming anymore, get a new dream and just put one foot in front of the other, because you never know what's going to unfold. I always say to people, like, you've got to create your opportunities. And I said, no, you're never going to be able to create opportunities. I always say you can take them and be prepared for them when they come. So many times in my life, I've tried to create an opportunity. But with the QVC opportunity, I was just prepared when it came. Does that make sense?
Oh, that makes perfect sense. And a lot of times it's gearing up and being ready for that, That's it. You just said it. You just nailed it. You just have to be ready. So many times we spend, especially as women, because we are such task masters. I mean, we are, let's check it off the list. Let's get it done. We have to, because we have so many things to do.
But when it comes to walking in your purpose, in your call, I like to say it, or in that, you can just prepare for. It will come to you if you let it.
Yeah, without a doubt. And so when people tune into your show, what is that like? Because I know it's real exciting.
It's great. It's live TV. So it's, but I love it because there's so many different products and you're hearing it from a different perspective. I am not a host. I'm not a QVC host. Those women and men are master at what they do. So for me, it's just like a viewer's point of view of what I have fallen in love with great products. I don't sell my own things on the show. I just sell everyone else's things that I love. So it's been a neat perspective. It's been a neat, learning experience. Oh my gosh, girl, those hosts, you have no idea the things they can remember. I have such a great appreciation for that. Such a talent.
Well, it must be fun having like the front row seat like you do, seeing all these great things show up. I'm sure you probably have a full closet,
Well, I bought them all before I've shown them. So I should have waited, but maybe they would have given me a couple of things, but it's just products that I love. I think women like to shop anyway. So if they can shop and talk and have fun and laugh, the only thing missing is food. If we had that, we would be like come full circle. It would be like heaven on earth.
You'd be the new Oprah if that happened.
Oh my God, Miss Oprah. I miss Oprah during the day, don't you?
Oh, I do. I do.
I do too. Come back, Oprah, come back.
Well, and I'd love for you, because let's talk about your brand for a minute, because I'd love for you to share your own line to our listeners, because I think, a lot of women are looking for exactly what you have. And we kind of talked a little bit about this before we even got going today. It's interesting when, you really cater to all women. You're talking about the runway women, and hey, they're great. I have some friends that do that. But then, there's everyday life, so you cater to everybody.
Well, my everyday life is like, I call it my uniform. I'm sure a lot of your listeners can relate, even probably you as well. Like, I put on the same thing every day, or like not the same clothes. Don't judge. They are clean. But I put on like the same kind of pants, same kind of top, even that nice, comfy, worn-in bra, that we all have. You go buy all these expensive, beautiful, undergarments and clothes, and you never wear them. You wear the things that make you feel comfortable every day. So we said, oh my gosh, let's create that, but really comfortable and really cute. So your new uniform can be stepped up. And so that's how Flexibel was born. That's how our Triple Luxe t-shirts were born. They're not so basics. And it's really resonating because we do want to look cute, but we cannot be bothered. For me, I just need to grab it and go. And it's got to be comfortable. I can't have to think. If I have to think about one more thing, I'm just going to walk out in, yoga pants and a sweatshirt. So we do all the thinking for you.
Well, hey, and that's perfect, because then people can really, they can be comfortable and confident, and, women can really feel like they're going out there and being at their best. Yes.
Isn't that what it's all about, though? It really is.
Yeah.
It's about the way you feel in your own clothes and your skin. And with Belle, I think we've given this new voice to a really large demographic of women who say, hey, we're back. We were forgotten for a while, but we're here and we're ready.
Yeah, without a doubt. And that was one of the things I was sharing with you before we got started. There's a clothing magazine that I get, and while it's pretty, there's nobody in it that has curves like me. And so you look at this and you're like, I really don't feel represented by this company. So why would I buy from them?
That's a good point. I think I've been in TV and the entertainment industry for a long time, and I would sit in these meetings. It was so wonderful. What a great, better than any master's degree. And I would sit there and I'd listen to them talk, and they would talk about the soccer mom and they would name her Beth. Her name was Beth. And they would say Beth, and what Beth is buying. And they would sit there, and these men, so help me, and some women would sit there and analyze in New York and LA and all these big, huge companies, and figure out what Beth wanted. Now, you and I are Beth, by the way.
Okay.
So they would figure out they would try to figure out and I would get so tickled because I would sit in there and go, I'd raise my hand and go, hello, I'm Beth. I'm going to let you know what they want. Like they would sit there and design things and talk about marketing and talk about all that. I'm like, look, Beth ain't going to like that. I'm Beth. She's not going to like that. So the big get is us. And if women could understand that behind closed doors, they're sitting there thinking of how they can market to us. It's like the emperor has no clothes. It's like I'm sitting there going, you're saying you want to market and sell to us, but you don't provide us that content or those fashions or those styles or those products. But they say they know we're the consumer. So for me, I just got tired of working for other people trying to make them see. And I was like, we'll just do it ourselves. Big or small, there is a market and Beth is waiting.
Without a doubt. Yeah. Well, I'm so glad that you did because, my goodness, look at you now. The guys in that boardroom are probably going, gosh, we should have listened to Kim.
They don't get it. Yeah, they don't get it. They don't get it, and they won't. And that's another thing I've learned, too, in my 48 years is that if people don't get it, they're not supposed to. So just bless them and move on to something else because eventually it's so forgotten. We're forgotten. Like you said, I love how you said it. We're forgotten, but we are really the point of conversation and the point of interest from everyone. I can't tell you how many times people say, our customer, our customer, our customer, our customer. It's just like you, Kim. I'm like, okay. But I think they think there's a different demo that exists. Women are just women. I don't care if you're 18 or if you're 83. We all like what we like. We like to shop. We like to talk. We like to eat. A little bit of gossip if it's good. We're family. Our focus is our family, our children. We're all the same, just in different ways.
Isn't that the truth? Yeah.
It's the truth. It is the truth. It is, especially women. All of us, the humankind, humans in general, but women are really all the same in different ways. You get a woman together with another woman who wants to shop and eat, talk, and they're instant BFFs.
Without a doubt. Yeah.
It's true.
It is. It is because you're able to spend that time together and bond. And, I think, those men in the boardroom, they just, obviously they never get it. They're not supposed to. But it's interesting just how we look at things so completely differently. We all have our different style and take, but we want to look pretty. We want to feel appealing, mostly to ourselves and be able to, step out and feel empowered.
Let me ask you something. Wouldn't you say that is probably one of the main things that a woman desires is just what you just said?
Oh, yeah. I think I heard that from you, actually.
No, but I really do. I think every woman wants to feel and look beautiful. I don't even think her main goal is to be empowered. I don't see a lot of women out there going, I'm going to take over the world. I don't see that as much. Well, I see a lot of it. There's a lot of women that have that. But to me, just from my personal experience, it'd be interesting to focus group it and see, but I think all of us as women in our hearts, if we would be honest with ourselves, that we just want to feel beautiful and feel admired and loved. I think that's like number one for women.
I would agree.
Would you? Okay, I'm glad we're having this conversation because I don't feel out there alone. When you put stuff out there, people are like, I'm more than my looks. I'm not even talking about looks. I'm talking about, but that's a big part of it, wouldn't you say? I'm talking about that.
Mm-hmm. Without a doubt.
Yeah.
It's how you feel inside.
Right.
And it's interesting because the right clothing, the right makeup, all these things that are kind of exterior can really help us just feel beautiful inside.
Right. I say this all the time. This is my motto: is like beauty comes from the inside for sure. Beauty starts on the comes from the inside. But for women, if they don't see it on the outside first, they'll never believe it on the inside. There's just something about that. I don't know why that is. We'll have to, when we all, we meet our maker, we'll have to ask him what that was, or why that was the way. But I see that when a woman feels and looks in the mirror and likes what she sees, there's some definite atmosphere changes around her when that happens. I've seen it physically. I'm like, okay, she's ready to rock and roll now.
Without a doubt. It's like this glow.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Without a doubt. And so I'm so grateful that we have you and your company. And, I know your show has all these great things coming up. So what type of shows do you have coming up next?
Well, this week I'm heading, and we've got a big beauty show and a fashion show. But as the show itself evolves, it's going to be everything from food to scooters. We get to drive a scooter. I'm excited about that. I've never driven a scooter.
Well, let me know when you have the food.
Yeah, that and the scooter could go hand in hand, could it not? Yeah, I love it. But you never know what you're going to get. The beautiful thing about QVC is it's live TV. And it's so funny because live TV is really difficult to do. But my background in TV has always been in the live arena. It's never been taped and then, edited. Although Steve Harvey, that's what we did. And of course, the reality show, we taped it. But live is where the magic is for me. And I think that's what we're getting back to in entertainment, even with the podcast and the YouTube and the different ways to, watch entertainment. Live TV is making a comeback in a big, big way. That's one of the things I love about QVC is that it's there. It's live. It's happening. There's no telling what's going to happen. And you never know what you're going to get.
I love that because, you have some very authentic and funny moments when that happens. And you just have to go with the flow, Listen,
I have lost all pride when it comes to like falling, sneezing, coughing, name anything that can happen on live TV, and I've done it. So I'm a master at self-deprecation.
Well, hey, we had a rooster from Costa Rica on the show, so I get it, So you don't get that every day,
That's a show. That's a show, girl. That's a show. Oh,
not planned, but it happened.
Again, don't you love things that are taped live that are live? Mm-hmm. I love it.
Yeah, without a doubt. And it's great because you've got all these great things coming up, and a little birdie, kind of like your Instagram account, told me that you have a new book coming. And
okay, I'm going to say this before you continue.
Oh, yeah.
That is the most torturous thing on the planet. I mean, really, for those of you who write, I'm just in awe of you guys because it is so hard. No wonder people just don't write books all the time because it's the most painful process I've ever been through other than giving birth. And I think this is worse. I think the book is worse because at least I had an epidural. You know what I'm saying? Spell check ain't getting it from me. It's torture.
Oh.
But yes, to answer your question, yes, and it's killing me. But I've had a book in me for a long, long time because I feel like, what can be said that's not already been said? But I think what people love the most, what I love the most, is hearing the stories. This one thing that is uniquely particular to each person is that we all have great stories to share. And so, I'm going to share mine and let's see how it goes. But it is hard to do, girl.
Well, do you know what's interesting? It's usually, you talk about what is there to share that hasn't been shared or talked about before, but
yeah,
it takes a certain voice. So you have somebody that's written a book and they're like, I don't connect with the author, and they, throw it down. You are such just a light and such a joy to be around and to chat with. I'm sure people are picking up your book going, What did she say next? What did Kim say?
Oh, my Lord. Oh, my gosh. If I could talk my book, I would be fine. How do you sit down and write? I mean, I realize, I'm not smarter than a fifth grader when it comes to grammar. B, I don't, I can't talk in Southern colloquialisms the whole entire book. Because if I could, I'd be very comfortable. So, it's been a challenge for me. And I've learned a lot. But hats off to writers because, wow. Oh, what a gift. And it's not mine, but what a gift.
Well, and so Kim, I mean, oh my goodness, we could talk for hours. I mean, you're such a delight to be with. What things would you like to leave our listeners with?
If anybody's hearing my voice, just know this. You're here for a reason. You have purpose. I don't care what season of life you're in. And purpose does evolve and change. But more importantly, the very first thing you must do is believe in your own beauty. You've got to catch a glimpse of how uniquely, fearfully, and wonderfully made you are as a person. And when you do that, life can get quite adventurous. I was going to say magical, but magical is a little bit of a movie thing that I'm kind of a realist when it comes to it. It would get very adventurous. I'll say that.
Well, I'll sign up for adventure any day of the week. So
me too.
I think that's fun. And you never know what you're going to get. Otherwise, life would be boring,
But you know what? The older I get, the more easily bored I am. So I have to really change it up to keep the action going. You know what I'm saying?
Well, no wonder you have so many new things happening,
I get bored like I'm over this.
You keep adding all these great things to your list. I mean, my goodness, what are you going to do next?
Well, and I will say when it's happening, you've got to strike by the iron tide and really take the opportunities that come your way.
Oh my goodness. Well, Kim, where can our listeners connect with you and be part of your community?
Oh, on our website, kimgravell.com and bellbeauty.com, and of course, all over social media. I'm in love with social media. I know it's frustrating for some, but for me, that's where great conversations sit and happen, and friendships are built based on, on Facebook and Instagram alone. So any of my social media, and it's just Kim Gravell.
Well, I've connected with you on social media. I highly suggest our listeners do the same. And of course, to go ahead and watch your show on QVC. Kim, thank you so much for taking the time to be on the show with us here today.
Oh, listen, thank you. And I feel like I've known you forever, girl.
You too. It's been such fun. It's been such an honor to spend this time with you and to talk about your new series on QVC, Kim Gravell Now. Kim Gravell Now airs every Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern, so make sure to tune in. And to learn about Kim and how to be part of her community, visit kimgravell.com for more information. Well, we're at the end of our time today. I would like to thank everyone for tuning in. You're listening to Moments with Marianne. And remember, make every moment count.
In a single moment, your life can change. Moments with Marianne is a transformative hour that covers an endless array of topics with the best of the best. Her guests are leaders in their fields, ranging from inspirational authors, top industry leaders, and business and spiritual entrepreneurs. Each guest is gifted and a true visionary, a recognized leader in her own work, and while teaching others to develop, refocus, and grow, Marianne will bring the best guest and sometimes a special surprise. Don't miss this. You never know just which moment will change your life forever. Moments with Marianne airs every Sunday, Monday, Thursday, and Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Pacific Time. Make sure to tune in and visit momentswithmarianne.com for more information.